I want to thank God for this privilege and also the management team of the College of Business Studies for this great opportunity to share my experience. I don't take it for granted. That being said, um, I've been told this session is an interactive section, and I believe as the session progresses, every student or everyone who wants to ask a question, please jot it down so that when we are done, you can ask your questions. It's one of the best approach to get the most out of this session. Today, we're looking at entrepreneurship through design thinking as an approach. And when I'm privileged for a session like this, I go pure practical because I know in the university environment, we have enough of the theories and all of that. So I'm going to just go straight to tell you what we do, having laid a foundation. Design thinking is simply a human-centered approach to solving problems. And we all know that entrepreneurship is actually about problem solving. And then what makes this approach unique is the fact that it is solution-based rather than being problem-based. A typical example is this. Most time we talk about how to manage our scarce resources. I'm giving an example. As against talking about how to harness massive resources. All right, so rather than thinking of how to manage little resources at our disposal, why can't we talk about how to attract massive resources so we can live in abundance? All right, so I believe this is one of the things design thinking is talking about. We look at issues from the human factors. How do we make the best out of the situations? So entrepreneurship as a choice offer this human-based solution in so many ways. So apart from creating products and services as a solution, it also creates jobs that engages people and help them to maximize their potential. So it is about identifying needs and opportunities and then developing solutions to fill those gaps while we bear the risk and also the rewards which come out in form of profit. Now, about the economy not doing well, people not being able to meet their basic needs. But do you know what? In the midst of all of this, the wealth of the world, including that of those who are doing very well in our country, is actually increasing. That's the truth. So I'm trying to lay foundation for us to know how entrepreneurship help us to tap into the resources of the earth. It's a non-negotiable factor, especially for the times that we're in right now. I tried to look up some bit of information to buttress this fact. I saw that as of 2020, the global GDP was estimated to be $85.763 billion. Okay? No, trillion dollars. Now, I came back to 2024 to see that it has grown to $113.8 trillion. So that is 2.69% growth within 5 years. So why did I try to consider this? Because if we think that the economy is not doing well, the whole world is in trouble, but the wealth of the world is growing every day. So the question would be, what are we doing to play a role and to take charge of these massive resources that the world is blessed with? So The fact that some people are experiencing scarcity does not mean that it's truly scarcity. You are just not simply aligned to take charge of these economic resources. And that brings us to why entrepreneurship is important. Entrepreneurship is one of the channels through which we can tap into the resources of the world. It's the only endeavor where you actually determine your outcomes. For instance, if you go to a place, we're not undermining the fact that somebody can pick up a job, no. But even the people who work with the mindset of an entrepreneur do best, even when they are working as an employee. That's the truth. But if you go to a place and you put in efforts that is worth $1 million, and somebody rates you as putting in $50,000, that's going to be your pay. But entrepreneurship is the only approach whereby you determine your worth, your rating, your reward, everything by yourself. So it is something that is very attractive that everybody should look into. All right, so where you can maximize your potential, your rewards. Like a wise man said one time, he said, a wage receiver or earner is paid based on another man's rating of him. Okay? He then pays taxes before he can spend whatever remains. Whereas if you turn the table, entrepreneurs make as much as they can make, they spend as much as they can spend out of it, and they now pay taxes on the remaining one. So whichever way the coin turns is to their advantage. So as students that are in the College of Business or training to develop their business, ingenuity, business or entrepreneurship is something that should be very attractive to you. It should not be something that you are scared about by reading the stories of woes that you have heard about it. It shouldn't be. So we need to choose which side of the coin we want to hold. So we're all aware today of the massive global disruption AI is causing to businesses and organizations. Lots of workers all over the world are being laid off in droves as a result. Job security seems to be at the lowest level at the moment. But one of the surest ways to guarantee your continuous engagement in terms of work is to be self-deployed, to deploy yourself. Okay? So as attractive and rewarding entrepreneurship is, a lot are still scared. Others are giving excuses why they cannot play a role in this very attractive venture. Well, there's no much of excuses we can give that will pay the bills. Someone said excuses is not strategy. We just have to do something. So one of the problems that we have seen that a lot of people have in stepping on the path of entrepreneurship is that we overestimate risks. We underestimate the opportunities. We're always afraid. If I do it now, supposing it fails, where will I start from? Why don't you fail first? When you fail, actually, you are learning success. So rather than being afraid and preoccupied your mind with if it fails, why don't you fill your mind with the joy? What if it succeeds? What if it succeeds? Do I know where I'm going to be? What if it succeeds? That's one of the mindset we must just have to be able to take on this task of entrepreneurship and be able to reap the benefits that are there. Only those who actually dare to go too far will ever discover how far they truly can go. That's the story of entrepreneurship. It is when you have determined to go very, very far that you discover you can truly do it. Now, I'm going to be sharing our stories with us because I think that's what's most important here today. We started business a little about 20 years ago. in the kitchen of our home. It was a staff quarter. Okay, we didn't have anything. As a matter of fact, we started with less than 25,000 naira. That's less than $20. We didn't have the capital. We didn't have the proper facility in terms of building space. We didn't have machines. We didn't have qualified hands. There was no market share. So, but we believed that we could do something. Right? They said necessity is the mother of invention. So certain things that happened that brought a lot of hardship. And we said, no. Rather than allowing this hardship to overwhelm us, we must do something about it. So we started. At a certain point, because we had to move from one thing to the other, and we felt, okay, let's standardize and make it official. And then NAFDAC needed to inspect. We had to say the only car we had that time, and started tracking. And then when we did that, we realized we still didn't even have enough money to complete the project. So we didn't qualify to take a loan. We had taken a little one before. So we begged a friend, can you take a loan on our behalf and we will guarantee you. So if it goes bad, they will hold us. And then we agreed. We'll pay bank interest and then we'll now pay you for taking it on our behalf. We're paying double for it. I remember in the course of our journey, I've had to take a loan at 96%. All right. And then we did that and then we started. And then when we started, there were quite a lot of challenges. I tell people, if anybody comes to tell you his story of success in business without telling his story of failure, that story cannot be true. Because it is in the process of trying and failing that you actually learn what sustains you when you become great. All right? So we have to go through different stages and all of that. But fast forward, today, just a little, about 20 years, we did our 20th anniversary in August. Our product now sell, very popular. We're now beginning to enjoy brand loyalty across the country. And the products sell in most of the modern trade across the country. And not only that, I mean, I remember one day somebody sent me a picture from Borno State, Maiduguri. I said, oh, see your product inside the fridge here. Today we receive mail from Ghana, from different countries. Oh, we came to Nigeria, we tested your product. Can we be your distributors? People buy a product and take to Algeria right now. Some buy and take to Cameroon. So within such a period of time, we have suddenly become bigger in the industry. Now, today we Cedar hire over 160 employees, over 160 in direct employment, drawing salaries. Quite a number of the staff now drive their cars, buy land and building their homes and all of that. And we have over 2,000 in indirect employment. We have people who have sent their children to Covenant University, paying school fees from the profit they made from this business. We have people who have relocated from the profit they made from this business. We have people who now build houses. They have tenants in those houses. And they come to us and say, I use the profit from this business to build this house. So within such a period of time, the business has grown big. Today, we send staff abroad and all of that within such a short period of time. So it is rare to come across a story that is successful without failure. We have also failed. But one thing we have learned is that anytime we fail, we learn from it. And then we accept that we failed, we assess the situation, and then we launch out again. But the good news is that if you stay focused, innovative, and resilient, you will always win at the end of the day. I went for an exhibition one day. I went into in Lagos, I saw these Chinese people that display their machines, and then I went to them. I was trying to find out about their machines. So as soon as they saw my complimentary card, they brought out the yogurt. So, oh, this is your yogurt. We came to Nigeria. We're looking for people in this industry. We went to the retail store. We bought your product. And they took picture with us. I said, go and put it there. I said, Chinese too love Cedar Yoghurt. So it has gotten to that point right now. So businesses can succeed. Entrepreneurship is very, very rewarding. It's the only way when nobody rates you, you rate yourself. Once your result comes, what you don't think you can actually get to within a period of 50 years, you can get there in 5 years. So I like to encourage as many young people as possible who are ready to go into entrepreneurship to come on board, because it's a rewarding venture and the journey is not too far to embark on. So that's our story. So if you have questions or areas you want me to throw light into, I'm available at this moment. So please feel free. But that's the short story I want to tell us today. Thank you everyone for listening to me, and I wait your questions. Thank you.
Anybody, Sean, please come forward, come forward. Come forward. Let's be asked to hold the Pastor Mike. I'll tell you one or two things. Come forward, please, for all questions.
Can I answer the question I've received here? Just one I've received so far.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. The question here says, in your 20 years in business, what would you say has been your greatest setback and how did you overcome it? Yes, I will mention two things here. One, at the beginning, we were running business out of trust. And you realize that people that you could trust today sometimes can change and you can't trust them again. And then you get to a certain point, as you expand, more people come in. So if you cannot use trust, you find you burn your fingers. We had that a lot. And then what we've done is to replace trust with control. So whether it's your twin brother, so I said one was that, okay, good. I said one of the setback was that when we operate, sure that we put enough control that replace that trust, because human nature do change. Somebody you trust today may not be trustable tomorrow. Mr. A may be trustable, Mr. B may not be trustable. So what we do as a business, so we can expand and also properly set up business, because business. So we set enough control in place where the decisions were moving.
So maybe you just want to go on, then you answer all the questions and send it back to us.
Okay, that's all right.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate the knowledge shared with us. Please, can we give him a hand of applause?
All right.
Thank you. God bless you, sir. Answer the question, and I create a link for you to go here and the answers, and you will listen to it again. Do you understand? Okay, so let's give him a hand of applause. He's not in Nigeria presently, so we should appreciate him more.